Outlaw Sports is brought to you by Molson Canadian, made from Canada, and Rocky Mountain Barbecue, Alberta barbecue cuisine at its best.
I think they have to look at a couple of teams, and they don't have to look very far. In Canada, you have a couple of teams you have to look at right now, and it's the way Ottawa's been coached and run by Paul McLean.
Drafted well.
Drafted well.
Like, first it's drafting.
I know, Grant,
okay.
And I'm just getting to that. Jesus Christ, let me get to that. And the Montreal Canadiens, another team that's, you know, on the rise. I think they have 6 players in the top 2 rounds this year, Grant. I mean, they're building through the draft, and boy, what an improvement they have been over last year, which was really a fluke last year, and how bad they really were.
Yeah, Montreal, I think, is maybe you want to plug your ears when I say this, maybe the best success story of the NHL this year. And, you know, I'm not a big Montreal Canadiens fan either. Grew up in Toronto, was a Leaf fan.
You either love them or you hate them.
And I've always disliked the Canadian aura, you know, the Yankee kind of thing.
Yeah,
but I have to respect what they've done.
Sure.
They've almost gone from worst to first, if you will.
Yeah.
And I have a lot of respect. How much is Marc Bergevin? A rookie general manager comes in there. Now, I've met him as a scout. I've sat with him in the press box a number of times. He's a gregarious kind of guy. He's a fun, he dresses crazy. His former player teammates loved him. I think he's just created a great atmosphere in that organization. And Brian Murray, the esteemed general manager of the Ottawa Senators, has been around.
Eric Francis last year on our show, get rid of Brian Murray while you can. Get rid of him.
Yeah, that's true. He did say that. You know, he's been with the Florida Panthers. He's been all around the NHL. Washington Capitals many years ago. Has created a good environment and brings in a quality guy like Paul McLean. But they drafted well, so the right pieces were together. You can't have one without the other.
What about coaching? Michel Therrien being there now, and you know, was with Pittsburgh for a lot of years, and they had some great teams. Kind of a surprise when they slipped a little bit and they got rid of him. Yet he seems to have captured the right people, the right attitude, everything about that Montreal team. They're playing well. I
think he's learned his lesson that when he got fired, he was probably treating guys the wrong way, maybe humbled a little bit, and working under Marc Bergevin, as I said, that personality just permeates and allows him maybe to handle players a little differently. So it's just a perfect mix right now.
One thing I wanted to ask you, and just as a fan watching the game, and I really appreciate what PK Subban can bring to the game. There's a side of him, and they're saying, oh yeah, Norris Trophy potential there. But there's a side of him that can just infuriate people. And I suppose if he's on your team, you love him. But I'm looking at the number of checks that guy throws out, that he actually leaves his feet and goes high on the head, and why he's not getting called for some of this.
I haven't seen enough of that to really comment. I just like PK Subban's enthusiasm and talent. And when you have talent on the ice, again, I didn't know he was cross-checking guys. I don't watch the Habs that much. But here's what I like about that, what I think his personality is on successful teams. When you look at great teams, they've got that guy that just elevates a dressing room more than you know, everything's good. Okay, he's the boss. And I think that's what the Flames have been like. To me, PK Subban riles people, get people on his own team going. Where in Calgary, you don't have that PK Subban type.
Well, you know what interesting about PK holding out this year, and there was all kinds of rumors he's going to be traded, he's going to be dealt, and there's all kinds of rumors about him fighting within teammates of the club. And they thought it was all going to be a distraction, so they brought him back. Not only does he play well, you know, he adds excitement and enthusiasm to it, but the guy that was the biggest PK Subban detractor was traded from Montreal to Dallas, and that was Eric Cole. And they bring in Michael Ryder, who's now their top scorer, and he's just phenomenal the way he's picked up that team.
He's probably grown up a little bit too.
Sure.
I mean, he probably did piss people off, his own teammates off. I was talking with the guy in that dressing room that riles people up. You want that to happen in a good way, but sometimes you can go overboard. How old is he? Is he 22?
Oh, I
mean, he's young. Yeah. He's young, so he's going to make mistakes. It seems like he has matured too and can compartmentalize that enthusiasm in the right areas.